All right, so you're thinking about moving to the Kitchener, Ontario area, and you're wondering about how to make the whole process as easy as possible, right? And also not as stressful as this could potentially be and not wasting a ton of money in the process. Well, this is totally doable. That's exactly why we've made this video. We've broken it down into 5 easy steps that'll take you from thinking about moving to the Kitchener area to actually moving here with no sweat. So grab a pen, get a piece of paper, and start taking some notes because we're about to answer all of your questions. All right, step 1, and the first thing that you need to do is set your timeline. When do you need to be in Kitchener? And by the way, when I say Kitchener, I'm referring to Kitchener-Waterloo, sort of the whole surrounding Waterloo region. It's all basically the same place. And why is it that you're moving to Kitchener? Maybe you're moving here because of a new job. Maybe you want to be closer to your family, or you're just looking for a fresh start, or maybe you just want to get here for your kids to have a better education. Whatever it is, make sure that you figure those dates out early. A lot of people make the mistake of waiting too long to start this process, especially if you're moving here with kids. You don't want to move here in August and then start scrambling to try and figure out which school your kids are going to go to. Trust me on that one. The school year here starts in early September, and if you are moving here with kids, you'll want to know where you're living at least a couple of months before the school year starts so that you're able to get them enrolled in the right school. And also, if your kids are going to be enrolling in one of the local universities or colleges, you need to be thinking about that timeline right now too, especially if you're moving in from outside of Ontario. You want to establish your residency in Ontario so that you can take advantage of some of the cheaper tuitions that are offered if you're a resident of Ontario. In order to qualify for those, you actually have to have lived in Ontario for at least 12 months before your kids are enrolled into their university. So whatever the reason is that you're looking to move to the Kitchener area, make sure that you do your due diligence and figure out those dates. And then once you have that date, you'll want to start working backwards from there to figure out when you need to start the entire process. And if you do need any help with figuring out timelines and everything, you know where to find us. Give us a call, give us a text. We'd be happy to help you out with that. Step number 2 is to plan your exit. And this one is a really important one. People are always like, how do I sell my house and move and find a new place at the same time and get it all figured out? Like, you can't just throw your home on the market and hope for the best, right? You have to have a game plan in place. What I would do is start off by talking to 3 local realtors to get a sense of what's going on. Maybe you had a really good experience with a realtor that helped you buy this home. So starting off by talking to them is a really good first step. And then you'll want to do your research to figure out who the good realtors are in your local market. Maybe ask for some referrals from some friends or coworkers. Or if you want to connect with us, we're actually part of Keller Williams, which is a North American company. So we have real estate agents all over North America. It doesn't matter where you're relocating from, and we could refer you out to some good agents to talk to. Now, what you don't want to do is go to someone like your cousin who just got their real estate license, or maybe your old aunt that needs to dust off her real estate license to get this done. What you want is somebody who's experienced and active in your local real estate market, because you're going to be relying on their knowledge, experience, and expertise to make sure that you can get top dollar for your home. From these realtor interviews, you'll want to ask them a lot of questions. Things like, what do I need to do to get my home ready for the market? Are there any sort of repairs that I need to do? And you'll also want to start purging a lot of your stuff. Purge, purge, purge. Go through your things, figure out what you don't need and what you don't want to take with you, because you don't want to pay to move furniture or things to your new home only to find out that you'll be donating it or throwing it away. Just get rid of it in the first place and save on those moving costs. You'll also want to find out what the best time is for you to put your home on the market to get a successful sale. And this is going to depend on your local market, which is why it's important to lean on your local real estate agent who can advise you on the best time to get listed. Then you'll want to discuss pricing with your realtor. How much do they think that your home is worth given the current market conditions and the timing of your sale? And I really want you to lean on them and trust them in this process. We all think that our home is special and unique. I'm no different. I think my home is probably worth more than what it actually is. But your realtor is going to have an objective viewpoint on this, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what the features and benefits of your home are worth in the market. And if you want to get top dollar and get this move done as smoothly and successfully as possible, I really urge you to listen to them based on their advice and follow their lead when it comes to pricing. The goal here is to get top dollar for your property and minimize the stress of the sale. Finally, find out how long it will take to sell your home. You'll want your realtor to be very honest and realistic about this process, not just tell you what you want to hear. Because if you remember, in the last step, we're working backwards from when you need to be in your new home. So knowing how long it will take to sell your home will help you decide when you need to get the process started. All right, now we need to talk about budgeting. I know, it's not the most fun part, but it is definitely one of the most important. Moving can get quite expensive, so you'll want to make sure that you're planning ahead and that you have enough money set aside for all of the expenses. You'll need money for things like down payment, moving company costs, utility setup, and lawyer fees. That's just to name a few. And if you're buying, make sure that you get pre-approved for a mortgage. That way you'll know exactly how much you can spend. And I don't mean just the total price of your purchase. You'll want to get a breakdown of what your monthly costs are actually going to be. A lot of people get stuck on that maximum purchase price, which it is important to know what that will be. But if you think about when you're out shopping for a car, it's not really the total price that you're concerned about. What you want to know is what your monthly amount is going to be to see if you can afford it. And it's the same thing when you're buying a house. You want to know what that monthly amount is going to cost you so that you can know whether it's affordable or not. Speaking of getting pre-approved for a mortgage, this is where the previous step is also going to become very important. What you'll want to get from your realtor that you choose is an estimated net sheet. Basically, what this does is it outlines how much money you'll have left in your pocket at the end of your sale. And that's, let's say you can get X price for your property, and then you'll want to subtract any commissions that you have to pay, any lawyer fees, paying off your mortgage. All those costs subtracted gives you your net amount that you're actually left with that you can use towards your new purchase. Then you'll know how much you have for the down payment, how much you want to put down for the down payment, and how much money you'll have left over for all of those other moving expenses, any renovations you want to do on your new house, any new furniture you want to buy. It'll give you a really clear picture of where you stand financially. And make sure that you don't forget about those property taxes. Kitchener-Waterloo is known for having higher property taxes than most of Ontario, so that could come as a surprise to you. And if this is all starting to maybe feel a bit too overwhelming, well, don't worry, because that's exactly why the next step is to call us. All right, step number 4 is to give us a call. I know it sounds simple, but seriously, it's one of the best moves you can make when thinking about moving to the Kitchener area. We're local experts and we're here to help you every step of the way. Whether you're still figuring out where you want to live or you're ready to jump into the market, a quick call with us will save you so much time, energy, and hassle. Now, maybe you're wondering why this is step number 4 and not step number 1. And that's because when you do connect with us, we're going to need some of the information from the previous steps. Now, you can definitely connect with us and call us before you get those done. But if we have that information, it'll be very helpful because there's a lot of questions that we're going to ask you that you'll have prepared. We specialize in what we call the relocation Zoom buyer consultations. And these are so important. I can't stress it enough. It's a fast track from I don't know how to do this to I've got this down. I know exactly what to do now. On the Zoom call, we will walk you through everything. We'll explain the local real estate market, what the best neighborhoods are for your needs, and exactly what to expect during the moving process. We really like to take the time to fully understand your needs and your lifestyle so that we can find the perfect place for you. And we do this by asking you lots of questions. Questions like, do you have any kids? How important are good schools to you? Do you want your kids going to a top-notch school? Do you want to be in a neighborhood that has lots of little ones so that they have friends to play with? Do you work from home or do you commute? Are we looking for a home that has a home office set up? Do we have to make sure that we're in an area that has good internet service? Or maybe we need to be in an area that has great commute times to get to downtown Kitchener and the tech hub there. What about must-haves or deal breakers in a home? Do you need something with a big backyard? Is a pool something that's a must-have? Are you looking for a place that has a finished basement so that you have that extra rec space? What's your budget? We need to be able to be realistic so that when we provide you with answers and guidance, we know what your budget can get and what it cannot get in the city. And once we have all that information, we can really narrow down the areas that are going to be the best for you. Not just what's available, but what's actually going to be the right fit for you and the lifestyle that you're looking for. And in my experience, the area is so much more important than just the house itself because it really defines the type of experience you're going to have. And so knowing which areas to focus on and which ones to avoid is really, really important in this process. I've talked to a lot of people who have moved to the Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge area, and they picked the house based on liking just the house and liking the price of the house, only to find out later on that they hate living in that neighborhood and it just breaks the entire experience for them. I spoke to a lady maybe a couple months ago. She was only in her house for 4 months and she desperately wanted to get out because she did not like the neighborhood. So Kitchener does have a lot of great areas, and that's why we're going to focus on finding out which one is the right one for you. For example, if you're looking for a family-friendly neighborhood with great schools, we'll want to focus on an area such as Laurelwood in Waterloo. Or if you're looking for more of an active, outgoing lifestyle in the tech hub, then you'll want to be looking in the downtown Kitchener or uptown Waterloo areas. So the overall goal of the Zoom call is that at the end of it, you are feeling educated and relieved. You know exactly what's realistic for your budget within the market and exactly what your next steps are. You'll feel confident knowing that you're not just jumping into this blindly, but you actually have a solid plan of action. So don't hesitate. Reach out to us. You can give us a call, shoot us a text, email us, doesn't really matter. Let's get a time set up so that we can really clear this up for you. And I promise you, based on all the feedback I've had from the people we've done this with, you are going to be blown away by this consultation. And step number 5 is to put your home on the market. When the time comes, you will start by listing your home and getting the process started. At this point, you're probably already quite familiar with the Kitchener-Waterloo area. Maybe you've made 1 or 2 trips here already and we've taken you around. We've shown you the different neighborhoods and the amenities here, and you're feeling quite comfortable about it. When the time comes, you're not scrambling and trying to figure out which neighborhoods you like or what you want to do. You're already prepared and everything is going to be smooth from here. This is probably the most fun part because we're going to start looking at homes for you, booking all the different viewings, visiting open houses, writing offers, and all that fun stuff that comes along with house hunting. So you might be wondering why you want to have your home listed before you have found a home to purchase. And the reason for this is that even though the real estate market has slowed down a little bit, it's still difficult to get an offer accepted that's conditional on the sale of your own property. Sellers are still quite reluctant to accept an offer like that, even though sometimes it can happen. The majority of sellers will not be looking to accept an offer like that. So ideally, you want to have an offer accepted on the home that you're selling before you start putting in offers on the home that you want to buy. Unless, of course, you feel comfortable that you'll be able to sell your home quickly, in which case you can start putting in offers before your home is sold. But typically, I advise people to have an offer accepted on their home, and then we can start putting in offers on the home that they want to buy. You might be worried that maybe you won't be able to find something to purchase in time once there's an offer accepted on your home and you'll end up homeless. But honestly, in my experience, most people find the home that they're looking for within 2 to 3 weeks of actively searching for something. So they get an offer accepted on their place. We really kick into action here, start booking viewings and visiting properties. And within 2 to 3 weeks, they do find the home that they're looking for and they're able to close on it and line up all the dates so that they're here by the time that they need to be here. That's why it's so important to follow the steps that we outlined today, because if you do everything in the right order and you set the right timelines, none of this is going to be stressful and you will have a successful and smooth move at the end of the day. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to help you make the transition to the Kitchener area, and I absolutely cannot wait to hear from you.